troubles, trying to be smart, living with another, passion in my heart, partners come and go, always with a twirl.
Providing music you will enjoy, JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top-quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.
And welcome to another segment of Don't Stop the Music.
Brought to you by JM Productions. We're here today. We're very lucky, actually. It's been a minute, as they say, but as things are opening
Fluctuations. New World Order. Didn't they tell you about that? New World Order. You have to sort of go with the flow.
As things are opening up and theater is back and Broadway is back, our theaters are now open again in South Florida. And we've got Jeffrey Weinstein joining us and Sharon Rubin joining us.
Did you hear the latest secret? Jeffrey is going to reopen Broadway in Florida.
Is he?
Single-handed.
I think he's off to a good start.
Yeah, off to a good start. Sharon Rubin is in the house. This is it's a good beginning.
They've got an event coming up in November, so we're going to talk about that at the Delray Beach Playhouse. Two Guys and a Doll do Broadway on November 2nd and 3rd at the Delray Beach Playhouse matinees, and also November 4th at the Meisner Cultural Arts Center. Wow. And then on the 10th, so we're going to let you all get into the details on that. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Sharon, it's a pleasure to have you. Jeffrey, as always, you're looking very suavemente, as they say, in your glasses.
I decided to play the Blues Brothers, one of the Blues Brothers.
You're looking very nice. I'm glad you're doing well.
I'm doing fine. Glad to be here.
You want to introduce Sharon for us?
Yeah, we're very fortunate this morning to have Sharon Rubin down from New York. She resides in New York, and she'll be here for the next month or so doing her Two Guys and a Doll do Broadway show. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then, of course, she'll be back in February to do some more shows. But the show is just a wonderful piece of art and artistic. Our musical director is terrific, and instead of schlepping the two guys down from New York, we've got two terrific South Florida musical theater guys, Michael Scott Ross and Jonathan Van Dyke, who are going to be the two guys in the show. And we're very proud to have it being a South Florida premiere here.
It's fantastic. So welcome, Sharon. Welcome back to beautiful South Florida.
Yes, beautiful weather. I love it.
It's just kind of nice. It's kind of getting like fall. So they brought you down. They left the guys up in New York, huh?
No, the guys are here, actually.
Oh, okay.
But they're busy working. Jonathan is out in Laguna Beach Playhouse and Shaboom, and Michael Scott Ross just covered at Winter Park Playhouse doing the Book of Merman. Closed yesterday.
Wow.
So now they're mine.
Well, it's nice to see that theater is back and that everything's opening up. Everyone needs to get back into the arts. As you see around here, everything we love to bring back to the arts.
Wow, did you see this resume?
Sure.
Radio City Music Corps. She sang the Star Spangled Banner at the Knicks and Rangers game, so I must have been there when you sang once or twice at least.
Did you see me fall is the most important thing.
I saw that. Was that you? No, that wasn't you, was it?
It really was me. I was standing there, and my husband always said I was showing off. So my heel, it went off the runner, and I literally went down onto the ice. And those very hot Rangers, they all came over to help me
That's
out.
why you did. You threw yourself on the ground so they could help you.
Well, you got to do it. You know, you have to do what you got to do. But I did make it onto Warner Wolf's bloopers, and I love singing. And my husband Stu got to see all the games, and I was there in the booth with, and eating food before the games, Marv Alpert, and it was dreamy, really singing in front of 30,000 people.
That's something, huh? That's the mega stadium of basketball and hockey is Madison Square Garden.
Right.
And she's naming some big name, Warner Wolf and Albert, all these guys.
Remember that
big,
name? Yeah.
big players in the game.
Absolutely.
And they formulated what everybody else does now for a living. These guys were the pioneers in the day.
She's been everywhere,
look at this
well-trained
thing.
in Radio City, everything that you've done. But
Oklahoma, Converseville,
But here's what I love the best. They go through the whole bio.
Right.
Feisty mother of two. Not feisty singer, not fantastic dancer, cabaret. Feisty mother of two.
mother of two, and I actually have two grandchildren.
Congratulations.
Yes, two beautiful boys, very artistic. Yes, I've been very, very fortunate. I've been immersed in my career since I was 5 years old, singing in the Catskills, and I was always a little girl with a big voice when Howard Keel cast me in Carousel, my first equity job, when I was 18. And I was married and I raised kids, and I never stopped really polishing my craft that God gave me. I ran a business with my husband. I never stopped singing in Feinstein's in New York, all over the world. And now when we sold our business, my dream is to be here in Florida and do Two Guys and a Doll, which is everybody's story. It's not only my story. It's life's journey. And boy, have we lived life lately. But life's journey using the art of the Broadway song. And I have fabulous talent around me. And I want to create all those musical memories with people that they've been missing, what music does to people.
That's what we have been talking about, the throwbacks with the stuff that Jeffrey brings to the set. It's amazing that you purposely picked this time to do it. I know we've been going through a lot of stuff.
Right.
So this is like a grand reopening to Broadway here in Florida.
Well, I was booked right before the pandemic. It was canceled, of course, and I was just thrilled to get the opportunity to come here now because I think the timing is really right. When I say the words I say on the stage, they mean more than ever.
Tell us about Two Guys and a Doll. What is the premise of the show?
It's really taking you through childhood, young love, marriage, divorce, golden years, using the Broadway song, immersed with my stories, but they're your stories as well. You've lived the same life. We're all human beings, and I just use music to tell the story. Again, with two fabulously talented guys around me. We have a great time on the stage. It's very upbeat, and all my comedic things were written by Bette Midler's writer. And I just drew from all the best people I knew and put this together. The late Jerry Seltzer, who was an agent down here, saw me perform and said, we have to create something, not only you with your stories and your comedic slant, and my singing, of course, but with people there on the stage with you, choreographed, and it worked. I took his lead, and it's been a glorious journey putting this together, and now I can't wait to be on the stage at Delray and Meisner. Well, we've done it in New York, but here in Florida, yes.
Wow. And this was you created the show.
Yes, I did. Did I say that? Yes. I wrote it with Bill Magaliff, who's my co-writer. And it was just, I never thought I'd write. You talk about your own music, but it was particularly gratifying to do that.
What's it like to write your own? I mean, it's an empty canvas, right? Blank slate. You can create anything you want.
Right.
To embrace your strengths and, of course, the gentleman that you work with.
I think if you take your life experience, and I've had a lot of experience, I had polio when I was a kid, when I was 4 years old. And when Harold Prince booked me on Fiddler on Broadway, I couldn't lift my right arm to do tradition. And I sang my heart out from the wings for that song, as close to the stage as I could get. And that very little physical limitation, I was really very fortunate. That's what really gave me the drive. So believe me, I have a lot to pull from.
A lot of stories.
Yeah, wonderful. I'm a very lucky woman. I've lived it all, had it all, and enjoying it all now.
And we get to share that.
Hopefully you'll be in the audience. I'd love that.
And it's funny because last week we did a throwback week to the things that I grew up with in the Bronx as a kid. And there were people in the studio who remember the certain slang words that I used to use. And a lot of people in here don't believe that was true, like Spam being luncheon meat that we ate.
It's delicious out of a can. Yum, yum.
You see? What a cat. You see?
Well, I was born in the Bronx, so of course
What part
I
of
know.
the Bronx? What part of the Bronx were you born in?
Oh my God, now I'm dating myself. I lived when I was very, very young. It's a terrible area now. Belmont Avenue, Crotona Park.
Of course. I was on Colwell Avenue in right next to Belmont. But Belmont was traditionally Spanish
Yes.
Harlem, and
Right.
it sort of, we grew up in there when we came over. My parents came over and sort of went to Pelham Bay and everything else. But
That's
that
a
was,
beautiful area, Pelham Bay.
well, that was the area that brought all the flavoring to the forefront. So I can
Right.
appreciate what you're doing now. I mean, this resume here is like unbelievable. You got to frame this thing. This lady is like
Thank you.
every place. This is unbelievable.
Thank you.
What made you decide to come back and do this in Florida? What was the?
It was always in my mind that the Floridian demographic would be perfect for my show because people can relate to it. And particularly, you have a lot of New Yorkers, they're very warm, friendly Midwesterners. But it's really Broadway, and it's just part of everybody's hopes and dreams to go to a Broadway show, escape reality, become immersed in the story. And as we said, we need it more than ever now. So
I mean, you've done so much. Your one-woman show, The Best Is Yet to Come.
yes,
In New York, Florida. Also, you're on the Dr. Oz show. I mean, you've done it all.
hard
What
work,
haven't you done?
What haven't you done,
perseverance.
yeah?
I'm looking at your expression. What haven't
What
you done?
haven't
that
you
you'd
What
like
haven't
to
I
do?
done?
That you want to do?
Oh
That
my
you want to
God.
The bucket
you
You
saw
know,
list.
her
I
look,
really
like,
would.
there's
I'd have to
more.
think about that because I haven't thought about what I haven't done because I'm too busy doing what I'm doing.
Good. And it's going to be, you've got 2 matinees in Delray Beach, and then it opens up where?
2 matinees, 2nd and 3rd, Delray Beach. It's called the Lunch Matinee. It sounds quite charming. And then on the 4th is in the evening at Meisner Park on Thursday. And then at the Skolnick Cultural Arts Center on November 10th.
Oh, it says Meisner Art Cultural Center. Is that at the amphitheater, or is that some-
Inside.
Inside.
It's in the theater inside.
It's inside. Okay.
That's where we were, where they had all the chairs. We
Where
did some film work.
we did that. Okay.
I think it's called like a black box theater, but it looks very nice.
It is. It's very nice there. There and then the outside when they put the dome on it. Cause
Oh,
it's a
I
little
love to
hot.
sing outside. I would love to do the
We have to. That's
amphitheater.
why I need to talk to Mr. Glasses over here because we
Yes.
got to get over there.
Okay, Jeff, you ready?
Do
Next endeavor. No, I love to
I
sing
saw
outside.
I saw a lot of sporting events, a lot of stuff over the weekend where people are getting out again and doing these concerts and everything else. So it's time maybe to begin to put a mini and see what happens.
We're on the right track.
Totally on the right track. It's the timing. It's the season. Halloween is, oh my gosh, in 2 weeks already from now? 10
Now I got to
days.
tell you, I saw that movie over the weekend.
Tango Shalom.
Yes,
Which one?
Tango Shalom.
Shalom, and it's a Jewish comedy.
I'm not familiar with it. Okay.
A lot of people aren't.
This is like an Orthodox rabbi wants to take up dancing with a very beautiful Hispanic flamenco dancer, I guess, for lack of a
Okay.
better terminology, and what that's like to cross cultures.
And he went to different cultures to ask for advice. It's witty. It's
Yes.
fresh. It has a different opinion about how they did it, the shooting of it, and the camera work and all that. My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the director is the one that wrote this thing.
Okay.
But you know, it's a different way of laughing. It sort of makes you scratch your head and say, you know, it's funny how, because rabbis are not allowed to touch any other woman but their wife,
Right.
including her hair,
Oh, I didn't know that.
which is a big comedy on this thing. But what I like about what I'm seeing here is that, again, this is changing, again, the New World Order. Things from New York, well, you laugh. Don't laugh, because I'm going to tell you something. When you see 12,000 people at a concert, or we go to Miami Dolphin Stadium and
Well, every
fill
time you
that.
say New World Order, I'm thinking some like coup, some hostile takeover. But that's not what you
But
mean.
that's not what I mean. I mean that things are changing. I got bombarded this morning with 5 new shows that are coming out that you and I talked about 3 years ago. And we said we should do this, but everybody hid under a rock. You could have done it in different ways. But what's coming out right now, this new, is it a play, a musical? What do we call this?
My production is a mini musical. It's a sort of a hybrid. It's not really a cabaret
different,
act.
yeah.
It isn't because there's a lot of spontaneity, but there's a lot of immersive theater that I love my audiences and I love to get down dirty with them and get them involved and I talk to them. So it's this repartee goes on. So it's different.
I like that. And we gotta, and that's how you promote it, right? You say the different.
Yeah, we you know, Del Rey has done a terrific job of promoting the show. The third, November 3rd, I think it's almost completely sold out.
Wow.
The luncheon. The lunch starts, I believe, at 12 or 12:30, and the show goes on
Right.
to 1. The 2nd of November, there's still tickets available. You can contact the Delray Beach Playhouse. Go online at their box office and buy tickets there. Meisner, there's a few tickets left there at Meisner. That's an evening performance on the 4th. And we just signed to go to the Skolnick on the 10th. So we got 4 shows in a week. So it's going to be a busy week.
She's gonna be a busy lady.
That's a busy
Yeah,
week.
yeah. But we're excited about it. And we've got, of course, the rehearsals and the tech rehearsals in between all of that. So it's going to be a really big week. And the guys that we auditioned down here when Sharon came down right before the pandemic to fill the role of the 2 guys rather than bring the guys down that she had performing in New York. We went through auditions and several artists, and we were very fortunate to get Michael Scott Ross and Jonathan Van Dyke. They work well together. They know each other extremely well. They've gotten to know Sharon really well.
Right.
And during the pandemic, they've been rehearsing via Zoom.
Oh, right, I didn't tell you that, did I?
No.
We made it work. I am not techie, but thank God the guys are. And we played the videos from New York, and we would turn off the sound, and they would sing, and so they were muted, but they got to learn the choreography, and we did that almost every week for a year.
Wow.
So now I'm going to be in person with these 2 guys, and I can't wait to make
Are they gonna
music
be?
with them.
They're gonna be here too?
Yeah, they're going to be there too. And the theater's been great to work with. Kevin Barrett has been fabulous, and I thank him for the opportunity to bring the show down here to Florida.
Is this your first gig outside of the pandemic, coming back?
Yes, it is.
How's
Oh,
that
that's
feel
open.
for you?
Is.
Opening night.
It is super exciting to be able to know that we can do it and that I can provide entertainment for people who are going to be welcoming it.
But for you to get back out on that stage, to see a live audience, to interact, to the whole immersion of talking to them and seeing them come to life, what for an entertainer, that is what keeps you going, right? That is the lifeblood of an entertainer.
Absolutely, especially in theaters of that size, opposed to when I sang at Madison Square Garden. I mean, here you can see the eyes, you can feel their heartbeat, you can see the nuances of how much they're appreciating it and that they're with you. That's very
They're up
special.
closer, as they say.
Oh,
Little closer.
definitely.
But isn't it give you the butterflies to know you're back? It's bold and it's beautiful, and here we go. It's like opening night. The theater has a certain feel, a certain aroma, that is unlike anything else in the world. No movie house, no amusement park, nothing. It's like a theater. It's unbelievable.
It's the overture. When you hear an overture,
Yes.
be it to an orchestra or a musical theater ambiance, it does something to people, and it does what it's supposed to do. It creates excitement. And when I was with Howard Keel years ago, you're talking about excitement. You ask about the nerves. You have to use your nerves, he taught me, not let them use you. So you
That's right.
take that adrenaline and you're doing what you enjoy. So if you remember that when you go on stage,
But
you're gonna be
learning
great.
it and feeling it and being able to deal with it is a whole different world.
Well, it's a business.
Yep.
Outside of that particular arena, you're running a business.
Running a business.
Ran a business. I know what it's like, and believe me, I'm glad I have that experience.
For years, I've tried and chased to get the feel of a movie theater when we started to do our production.
Right.
When we were at the art gallery, when we were in different places, iHeart. I wanted to have a theater environment. And that's a whole lot harder to do than it sounds. I mean, we brought in popcorn machines, we brought in
Right.
different aromas, all of that. There's nothing like the theater. It's a whole lot of fun. So the next thing is you bring in the actors and let them
Perform.
display and do their thing. Yeah.
Tell us about your CD.
Centaur Records gave me an opportunity. I remember I sang years ago in the Bayou in Louisiana, and the vice president said, "Do you want to record?" And it's a beautiful label. They do a lot of classical. And I just did all the songs I have loved to sing. I recorded in New York City. And it was a wonderful experience.
It's about time.
Yes, and it's about time here too.
It's about time things get open up. Get out to the theater. Jeffrey, what else do you've got going on with JM Productions?
Well, thank God, things are starting to pick up really well, especially here in Florida. We went through, an upsurge rather of the COVID, the spike, and now it's back down, thank God. So things are really picking up, not only for the balance of this year, but going into 22 and 23. We just did a performance at Stonebridge Country Club this past Saturday night here in Boca Raton. And I had never been to that facility before, but the clubhouse is absolutely gorgeous. And Michael Peer, who has not been on the show yet, performed. He's the gentleman I told you guys about, who is a 5-octave guy who played Phantom and Raoul on Broadway in Phantom, and he's played Carnegie Hall and the Lincoln Center in New York, and he resides here in South Florida now. And it was to a packed house, full house, with 3 standing ovations at the end. So when you talk about the excitement and the adrenaline flowing and all of that, it's there. We had some shows on the West Coast a couple of weeks ago, and things are just starting to really pick up, and we hope to have Sharon's show performed at other venues while here.
Right.
And when they come back in February, hopefully we're working on Aventura Cultural Arts Center. We're working on the township at Coconut Creek, and also at Wynmore. And
How
a
do
year
people get
from now, we're
tickets?
working, hopefully have
Yep.
Kings Point and the Century Village group with her.
How do we get tickets to Sharon's show?
I'm sorry?
How do we get tickets to Sharon's show?
You
guys
go
in
to, you can go to the Delray Beach Playhouse website and Google it and just type it in to buy tickets for the November 2nd and 3rd show. You can go to the Meisner Cultural Arts Center website to buy tickets for the November 4th show. And you can contact the Herb Skolnick Center in Pompano to buy tickets there. And you can do it at Sharon.
SharonRubin.com.
And they're also doing it at Eventbrite, at Skolnick, and at Gold Star, I believe, as well.
I want to thank Jeffrey very much, because without Jeffrey Weinstein, I wouldn't be sitting here, because he opened the doors for me and made it a reality. So thank you, Jeff.
You're more than welcome. Great talent. It's been, it's a fun show. It really is, and people are really going to enjoy it. They come out smiling and wanting to see it again, really. And so we're excited about it.
That's the
Having
key.
its
It's
premiere
getting
down
people
here in
back
South
out.
Florida.
The key is getting people back out, feeling safe like we talk about with the movies, getting back to the arts.
I
letting
think
the
they are.
arts-
Don't you feel that they're...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let the arts fill you, because that is what it is. Let's get
Right.
off our TVs, let's get off our smartphones just for a moment in time and enjoy the arts.
Lose
enjoy
those
the music.
sweatpants and sneakers.
Put us in clothes.
But it isn't too bad either going to go see some talent.
Well,
Sort
absolutely.
of helps the game a little bit,
And it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I mean, just seeing your personality, it's got to be a great show.
Thank you.
When we started,
you.
remember, 2 Boys from Brooklyn and the Broad? She's got 2 guys and a doll. Kind of the same situation.
I remember people still ask us why the Brooklyn Cafe, and that's
Right.
because we're going to serve you a sandwich. We've had people come in looking for food, and you know, sometimes you got to get people thinking about something, so you sort of play with the words. And
Brooklyn is the heart of New York. I always thought, like, you know, of course I like the Bronx.
and I'm not
But
from Brooklyn.
is, you know, it's New York. Yeah.
You got all New York people here. I was born in Brooklyn too.
I know this
No,
is
my
the
husband is from Maine. We got to give Maine
From
something.
Maine, okay.
Great
I
Lobster.
forgot Stu.
Yes, Florida is definitely a great melting pot of a lot of different people from
Yes.
all over the place. So
Yeah,
I think
but-
they will enjoy it.
Yes, right. And the thing is that you can kick back to some of the things that happen in the day, some of the songs, some of the things that she brings up. That to me is the new powerful antidote. Because so many people are afraid of tomorrow that they can rely on yesterday. And you sort of can hold on to yesterday. And when you had good times in the day, you had good times in the day. Tomorrow is a little scary. So don't you want to play in yesterday's game as opposed to tomorrow? So the timing is
And music makes you conjures up those
Absolutely.
memories.
If I might just quickly mention before we sign off, I do want to mention that masks are required at Del Rey and also at Meisner. Skolnick, right now they're wearing masks. Of course, as you know, down here things could change tomorrow. But right now, when you go to the show, you're going to be wearing a mask. The audience, let me put it that way,
The audience
is
wearing a mask.
required to wear a mask. So,
Keeping
so that
everybody
they
safe.
just know.
I think so. It makes people more comfortable. They can go and enjoy and not worry.
Listen, I put on a scuba outfit if I get to hear you sing. That's all that really matters. It makes no difference.
Look, if I can wear these stupid sunglasses with lights in front of me, you
He's
can
going James
wear a
Bond
mask,
style.
right?
Thank you so
You look
much
kinda
for
cool.
joining
Thank
us.
you.
You look cool.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure.
This show brought to you by JM Productions. You can contact them at 954. I could have contacted till I took the number down. Anyway, you can contact them and go to JM Productions. There you go. Thank you very much. 954-638-0270 or Jeffrey Weinstein1 at AOL.com.
That's
Sharon
right.
Rubin, thank you so much for joining us. The show is going to be fantastic. Two
Get your
Guys and a Doll.
tickets.
Get your tickets now. Show is in 2 weeks.
Make them do it again, so sell her out.
Have a great night, everyone.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
To be smart, living with another, passion in my heart, partners come and go, always with a twirl.
Providing music you will enjoy. JM Production performers will brighten up your stage. Condominiums and residential communities, nightclubs and restaurants that want to provide top quality singers and entertainers for their social events, banquets, celebrations, and their customers use JM Productions to ensure that they have an uplifting and beautiful event. Now, tune in for the show.